Hey, it's Angie with News OK.
And Becky.
And Becky is our Recipe for Health food columnist for the Oklahoman. She's been doing a series called From Your Table to Your Health. We're continuing that today with food safety.
Yes, we sure are. You know, when we talk about being healthy, food safety is so important, the foods that we eat. And so I wanted to just talk about some of the important concepts. First of all, being clean, and that is obvious, but part of what that means is washing your hands for 20 seconds minimum with warm soapy water.
Okay.
And you do that before you start preparing food, while you're preparing food, when
Sure.
you're changing from raw fish, chicken, turkey, that kind of thing,
vegetables.
to raw, to
Yeah.
produce. And then we want to keep everything we're working with clean. We want to be sure our kitchen counters are clean. Things like this, I brought a couple of things, Angie, to show. An insulated lunch bag.
Yeah.
Those need to be cleaned thoroughly because food gets in there and it can contaminate it and bacteria will grow. We have, in the United States today, every year we have about 76 million cases of foodborne illness.
Wow.
And a lot of it is because of simple things like that people don't think about.
And you can get deathly sick from that.
Well, yes, and we have about 5,000 deaths a year
Wow.
from that. So we want to prevent that.
important.
Much of it is preventable.
Yes.
So that's one of the things. The can opener that you have there, when that little blade goes into a can, it comes in contact with the contents of the can. That blade needs to be washed.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, the bacteria will grow on that. I've got a knife and fork set here that we can use, and you want to be sure and use separate knives. Like if you are cutting raw meat and then you go to cutting vegetables or something like that, you want to use a separate knife.
Very true.
Grilling utensils. One of the biggest problems with summertime cooking is that people will use the same either plate for holding the raw chicken or the raw meat and then using it for the cooked meat, or the same utensils, the same spatula for coming in contact with the raw meat or the cooked meat.
That's true. You never think about, the fact that this spatula right here, it might be contaminated because you flipped it with some raw meat.
That's
and
right.
Then,
That's
so
exactly
interesting.
right.
Okay.
So you need to be very, very careful about that. That all has to do with keeping things clean. We also want to keep them separate. And when we talk about separating things, we talk about separate cutting boards. I like to use a different color cutting board for things that might be raw meat, fish, chicken, poultry, turkey, things like that.
That's
that
true.
nature. And the fresh vegetables are things that would be foods that would already be cooked.
That's true. So, and for instance, you have the white one and the red one here.
That's
so
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can keep, use one for one and the other for the other.
Interesting. Okay.
And those are just some tips for helping with that. Temperature, we want to get things to the proper temperature.
Yes.
There's our meat thermometer.
Yes.
And we're going to be cooking, or using, actually, the chicken that we're going to be using today is already cooked, but chicken, you want to get it to 165 degrees.
And obviously, it just, you just stick it right down in there.
You do, in the thickest part, and you don't want it to be in contact with bone or gristle, but it will register. Very simple tool. But once again, as soon as it's inserted in the meat, let's just say that it's not quite to the cooking temperature, the proper cooking temperature, you need to wash it again before you use it
put it
again
back in. That's so true. Wow.
So that's an example of cross-contamination where something would come in contact with the raw and then with the cooked,
It's just
and we want to avoid
little
that.
things, that
are
only a
little
registered dietitian would know.
Well, and you do too now.
That's great, I know
but
it.
We want people to know this. And then the fourth concept that we want to work with is chilling it after it's cooked, after people eat it. It never should be at room temperature for more than 2 hours before it's chilled. And there are, when you're chilling food, for example, if you've got large quantities of food, it's best to put them in shallow containers so that we can chill them more quickly. But you want to get them below 40 degrees in the refrigerator.
Shopping as well.
Oh my goodness, yes. When the shopping bags, people need to use separate shopping bags for raw foods, for raw meat, and again, poultry and all of those kinds of things.
Because they could leak or something.
They can leak, and then they need to be washed. And they're machine washable, and you just want to wash them in the machine with hot soapy water. There are some versions that can't be washed in the machine. Those can be hand washed with soapy water.
Interesting.
Those are all things that are very, very important. We are making a chicken Caesar salad today that is wonderful, and we've incorporated a lot of these principles. Of course, we've washed our hands before we started working with the food. This is romaine lettuce that we're using, and I washed it well. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, you want to wash them under running water. Cold water. If it is a firm vegetable or a firm fruit, you can use a little scrub brush with it, but you want to be sure that you get it clean.
Gotcha. Okay.
Drain it real well. Actually, a salad spinner is great for draining.
Yeah.
Your salad dressing will adhere to the greens better if the greens are dry. So these are our greens that we're using.
Okay.
I've got some for the salad dressing, and we're making a Caesar salad dressing.
Very nice.
Now, a lot of times, Caesar salad dressings will have raw egg in it. You do not ever want to eat raw egg. And we're making one that, of course, does not have raw egg in it. And I've got my olive oil here. I'm adding lemon juice. And you want to use freshly squeezed lemon juice. And actually, you can use lime juice with this if you would prefer. And then I've got some Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
Going to add that. And a little bit of Dijon mustard. And we'll just get this in here. Very small amount of salt.
Okay.
And a little bit more pepper. Freshly minced garlic, and I love garlic in any kind of a salad dressing. I think is good.
Definitely.
I'm going to put the lid on this and just give it a good shake.
Okay.
There we go.
That's great. Your own homemade Caesar
It
dressing.
is, and this is delicious.
Yeah.
Caesar salad dressing. Now, if you want to just give that a little bit of toss there, Angie, you can. And there you go. You can toss that.
Oh, I'm not very good at this.
Oh, you're doing fine.
It's going to go all over the place.
You're doing just great. What we're going to do here is we're going to plate our greens and then complete our salad with cherry tomatoes and the chicken we'll be putting on there.
All right. Okay. Look at this beautiful salad. So not only is this a very delicious and healthy salad, but it's also well prepared. It's had a lot of food safety protocol that Becky has done. This is great. Yeah, so tell me again about the salad.
Well, we simply put our dressed salad greens on the plate, and then this is a great recipe to actually use leftover cooked chicken. I actually just simmered these chicken breasts, and you can use do them like that and then chill them before you put them on the salad. But you can use a grilled chicken breast right off of the grill, hot, if people prefer hot chicken on the salad, or leftover rotisserie chicken.
That's true.
So you want to put your chicken on there. We've got some tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes, and the feta cheese.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love how colorful it is. And very summery.
And simple.
Yes, and
Very
refreshing. Something that we all need in the summer, something healthy and refreshing, for sure. So I take it then, in your recipe for health food column, you're going to have some more tips about food safety.
Absolutely, and just how critical important it is for people to implement those tips.
Exactly. So check out Becky Varner's recipe for health food column in the Oklahoman and under the live section and on newsok.com for great recipe ideas and food safety rules that we should all follow that are important for our health. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angie.